Hi, folks. It's Friday night. I'm in an underlit room, which makes me feel kind of comfy. I'm sorry it's so dark. I have two cats on this side. Two cats laying here. They're waiting for snacks. During the night before we go to bed, we give them snacks. We throw snacks, through the hallway, basically through the bathroom and into the hall, and they jump up, and that's the only exercise they get. I'm serious. We exercise our cats by giving them junk food, and they have to jump up to get the junk food, and that's the exercise that these cats get. I don't know. I think these cats are doomed. I think I'm doomed. It's the best I can do in this life. Anyway, folks, the two Facebook friends of mine are in hospital. So this is for you guys. This is for you. This is for Bernhard and Dirk. You're both in the hospital. They're not, and you're just Facebook friends. It's just, not really friends. They're not. I've had very personal, intimate relationships die. And that's something I would never, make a video about. But these two, they're just Facebook friends. I just know them from Facebook. They're nice, happy people. I like them. I don't know. I don't even know if I think they do like me in some way. But of course they have their own. They have actual family and actual friends who are really concerned about them and visit them in the hospital. I hope, guys. I hope you're being visited in the hospital and and all that. So it's not. I'm just some guy. I'm just some guy in the internet. But still, I was recently 1 or 2 years ago. I was in the hospital for a while. And for the first time in my life, in my adult life, and I know how it is. And I was in there with like 3 other guys, and only one of them was visited. And I wondered, I thought to myself, I wondered if guys in hospitals, men in hospitals, don't get visited as often as women do. I don't know. Maybe that's probably not true. But it seemed to me then at that point that looking at these guys, they're very stoic. They're taking it. They're doing what they have to do. The doctor says, do this and that. There was something about livers. So they couldn't shake hands. There was no germs. They were afraid of germ contacts. And the doctors I talked to would not shake my hand. So it's all about, this contact. And this was before Corona. So it's a couple of years ago. And they were also stoic about it. They didn't complain. The doctor told them to do something. They did it. They weren't moaning and groaning. They were polite. They didn't turn the TV on too loud. Nothing. There's no bullshit going on. They were just nice guys and just doing their job, which is trying to get through the deterioration of the body and then go home to their families. And they were, at least 3 of them, were not visited. Or visited very similar. I did not see the visits, and it seemed strange to me. Of course, I myself did not actually tell people that I was in the hospital. So maybe that's what men do. Maybe men don't tell people that they're in the hospital. So there won't be a thing. It won't become a thing. But anyway, I'm happy that Bernard and Dirk told me that they're in the hospital, and it's a routine operation. It's a small thing, as far as I can tell. I know nothing about medicine. I know my operation. The reason I was in the hospital was a small thing. It was not a big thing. Just getting through it. It's just it's part of getting being an old asshole. You just got to get through it. And there are some things I learned though in the hospital. I got to say, the doctor removed something, and it's not a big. This was not cancer. We're not talking. This really was a small thing, but it was disgusting. He showed it to me in a plastic bag, and it was the most disgusting thing. And I thought, this is come from you. If I were a woman and I gave birth, and I would look at this miracle of life, and this came from me, but I'm not looking at a miracle of life saying this came from me. I'm looking at this thing in a plastic bag, and I'm thinking, oh my God, That's disgusting. This came from me. That's the worst. I just don't want to. I grew up as a Mormon, which is a Protestant religion, and Protestant religions say, they spend a lot of time teaching boys not to masturbate. You're not supposed to masturbate. And one of the things they say is, your body is a temple. Do not defile it. Your body is a temple. So I grew up thinking my body is a temple. But then the doctor was holding up this disgusting thing in a plastic bag. I'm thinking, if this is a temple, I don't want to go there. I do not want to go. I'm staying away. It was horrible. The human body, man, I tell you, there are some pretty horrible things going on here. That stunned me. Oh man. The more I learn about life, I'm happy to stop learning about life at any time now because it's not nice. It's so much of it is just not a joy to be learning. Okay, anyway, so these two guys, I'm trying to say, guys, Dirk and Bernhard, stick with, keep it up, stick with it. Do what the doctor is telling you to do. I know it's a small thing, but it takes courage. And I'm glad you have the courage. And I think, we all do. It's part of life. We are given the courage to get through life. But when the time comes that we have to have it, it's good to know that it's there. And So I was thinking about what I could do for you, just because it's an online thing. That's all. It's really just an online thing. And I was wondering, what could I do for you? And I thought, I can't send you whiskey because you're in the hospital. And but having said that, by the way, if you guys are ever in Berlin, I will officially. I'm saying not officially. I will buy you a whiskey. One whiskey. Guys, I understand. I know guys. I'm a guy myself. I know guys. You got to make it clear. One whiskey. I will buy you one whiskey. Okay. And so, but I thought, what could I do for you? How could I just say hello? In kind of a small little online way. And I happened to be working this week on a poem. I work on poems and I put them online on YouTube and I talk about them in little essays. And I was working this week on the poem called Invictus, written by a guy. Was it the 19th century? I think it was late 19th century. A guy named William Ernest Henley. He was famous then. He's not so famous anymore. But this poem has, of course, stuck and is still famous today. And it is a beautiful classic poem. And he wrote it in the hospital, and he was getting his leg amputated, or in one of his hospital stays. In two of his hospital stays, he's got his leg amputated. He got one leg amputated twice at two different spots because he had tuberculosis of the bone. And so he was in the hospital with tuberculosis of the bone. I'm not sure if it was one of the dates that he was getting amputated, but it was about this leg that was being removed, and it was not disgusting. To have a leg removed, you miss that leg. At least I imagine you do. And he wrote this poem. So I will. It's not a funny poem. It's a little bit kitschy. You could maybe call it kitschy. And I've been working on it. So I've done an official video for it, which I will publish probably actually tonight at midnight, which is in America is daytime, but in midnight my time in Berlin. And but let me. I thought the least I could do besides inviting you to have treating you to a whiskey in Berlin when you're in Berlin is to read you this poem. I'll just read it to you. This is for you. The two of you, Bernhard, Dirk, Invictus, by William Ernest Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears lies but the horror of the shade. And yet, the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Okay, you two. I know you're fine. Everything's routine. You'll get over it. You'll get through it. Your lives will continue as they were before, and I hope they are great lives. And, obey your doctors. Do what your doctors tell you. Don't harass the nurses. Times have changed, my friends. You got to don't do that. We're living in a different age. And good luck to you. God bless you.